Southdown in April of 142!
Hey, so I stopped spending my money, and this video is all about why you should too, so pay attention. Welcome to my Flying Wheels YouTube channel. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels, and I own a car dealership. But I don't just own a car dealership, I own multiple businesses and multiple pieces of property. And in this video, I am going to show you why you need to start being a little more conservative right now. So once again, my name is Craig from Flying Wheels. I own a car dealership, and as you can see, it's almost empty. I have almost a barren car lot. Why? Because I am not going to overspend for vehicles right now. And that's not just vehicles that are overpriced. Everything is overpriced. You can talk about the real estate market. You can talk about the economy. You can talk about toys, campers, boats, motorcycles, whatever. People are out spending money, and it's not safe right now. And I'm going to tell you why in this entire video. So make sure to stay tuned. Now you'll notice I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 open spots right now in my parking lot. Now that is all prime real estate. Each one of those spots make me money. Each spot is filled with a car that I am going to sell that is going to make me money. So when a spot is empty, that is money not being made. But right now is a strange phenomenon that no one can really explain. The used car market is insanely overpriced right now, and it's not just the used car market, it's the real estate market, it's the economy. We are overinflated because the government is pumping money into the system. But beware, because it's not real money. Yes, it is real money, but it's not really your money. The government is just pumping money to stimulate the economy. But it's a false hope. It's a false sense of security because you really aren't that secure. Now, let me tell you why. First of all, we're going to start with unemployment. The government is paying people to be unemployed. And not only are they paying people to be unemployed, they're overpaying them to be unemployed. They are paying some people more than they have ever made in their entire lives to be unemployed. Now, here's the problem number one. They're not going to come back to work. People don't want to return to work when they're making more money than they've ever made not working, sitting on their butts. Number two, let's talk about lifestyle change. You get accustomed to a certain lifestyle on a certain budget. When your budget is increased, your lifestyle typically increases. These people aren't thinking about saving, they're thinking about spending, and they're spending and spending and spending. And yes, it's stimulating the economy temporarily. Why? Because you don't have to pay your rent, you don't have to worry about foreclosure, you don't have to worry about bankruptcy. So you forbear your payments. These people are forbearing their payments until they're actually due. But what they don't think about is the future. What is going to happen when all these payments are due? The city of Los Angeles is having a mass exodus right now. People are leaving the city of Los Angeles. Why? Because they deferred their rental payments for 3 months. So 1, 2, 3, they didn't make their rental payments. And guess what? It's not forgiven. You just have to make 3 months worth of rental payments up front. It's happening in New York City as well. People are leaving New York City. Why do you pay so much money to live in Manhattan? Because you like the atmosphere, you like the scenery, you like the restaurants, you like the nightlife. Well, none of that's going on right now, so people are leaving. Okay, now let's talk about long-term, because no one is thinking long-term. Everybody's thinking about right now. And we're going to talk about the unemployed still. So they're making some money. They're making more money than they've ever made. So they're spending more money than they've ever spent. They're not actually thinking about saving it. They're used to $400, now they make $700. So what they're thinking is, I have an additional $300 every week that I can spend, that I don't need, that I've never been used to making. They're not thinking, I need to save this money because I'm not paying my rent right now. I'm not paying my car payment. They're keeping that money and they're spending it on nonsense. They're setting their standard of living a little bit higher than they're accustomed to. If they hopefully get to go back to work, they're not going to be used to their previous budget. They've now gotten them accustomed to a new standard of living that they can't afford. And a lot of states are giving a surplus on unemployment, like Massachusetts, for example. States are giving the extra $300 to $600 per week on their unemployment checks, so people are getting used to the standard of living. Well, if that gets cut, and there's no stimulus checks, people have set themselves up for a certain standard of living that they're accustomed to, and when they go back to a base unemployment, they're not going to be able to survive, and they're not saving that additional amount of money. So let's just say it's $400 per week. You could be saving that, that's what, $1,600 a month that you could be saving, putting in a bank account, just in case you are unemployed long term. But they're not. So now these people are going to be struggling. They're going to be in trouble. They're not going to be spending, and they're not going to be stimulating the economy with that money when the faucet is shut off. Now, something everybody thinks of is what's happening right now. How has business been in the past 30 days? How has business been in the past 45 days? Well, I have had the strongest 3 months that I've ever had in my 15 years in the auto business. It's insane. I've had record numbers, and I'm not the only one. Lots of other dealers are too. But we're having trouble trying to source inventory. So people are buying, supply is low, demand is high. It drives the prices up for everybody. So I'm not making more on the cars, I'm paying more to make the same margin. So if that car used to be $2,000, I'd probably sell it to you for $3,000 and make $1,000, and you're only paying $3,000. But now that car is $4,500. That same car is $4,500 to buy. I'm selling it for $5,500 or $6,000. So I'm spending more to make just about the same, and you're paying more money. Now let's talk about dealers in general. We have to fill that demand, right? So we're paying more for the supply. When unemployment is cut off, they're gonna stop spending, and what happens to us? We're stuck with an abundance of overpaid for, overpriced inventory that we can't sell. So we're gonna have to reduce the price to sell it, which means less profit. Dealers are gonna be trying to reduce the price just to break even, to liquidate inventory and free up their cash. People don't look 45 days ahead. You need to think 45 days ahead. Where are we gonna be in 45 days? So I'm just gonna go over to Google Trends. All you have to do is type in Google Trends, and then you can type in any topic that you could imagine, and it'll come up with how it's rated, how it's performing on Google searches. So we're gonna go to Google Trends right here. Now you'll see the past 30 days is used car sales. So if I type in used car sales right here, you'll see how high it was in July, and then it's slowly starting to decline over here. Now, some of the benefits of me paying all these vendors for their services is Car Gurus or Auto Trader, Kelley Blue Book, they all offer a dealer market analysis, which tells me what people are searching for and what the hot vehicle is and how they're performing. So if I go onto my app right here, you can see right here that the best-selling vehicle right now, the most searched for vehicle, is the Ford F-150, and that's down 4% this month. Scrolling down to the Honda Accord is down 10%, Jeep Wrangler is down 13%. But if you just saw my most recent video, the Jeep Wrangler Unlimited is down 21% this month. So when people overpaid last week, 2 weeks ago, or they're paying right now, overpaying for Jeep Wranglers are down 21%. That's in value. Think about that. If the search is going down 21%, it's directly reflected to the value. If they're not selling by 21%, you have to decrease the price to hit that market standard. Now, we had the spring off from work. We were in quarantine. Everybody was home. Everybody was cooped up. Our aggression built. We just got tired of being inside, and then summer came, and the government pumped some money into the system. So what did we all do? We bought RVs. We bought sports cars. We bought motorcycles. We bought boats. So it looks like everybody's thriving, but we're not. When it gets worse, we're all going to be in trouble. And the dealer auction is the best way to explain, because when you go to the dealer auctions, when I went in March, I was telling you, there are no toys. I can't buy any Corvettes. I can't buy any Mustangs. This is the stuff I always buy throughout the year. That's a gamble. Would you guys bid on that thing? I guess if the price is right. I can't touch anything because no one's out, no one's trading in, no one's thinking about toys. Well, when summer came, all of a sudden the gates opened. That's all people want to do. Everybody has a little bit of money. Everybody got a stimulus check, or everybody got a loan at 3.75%, and they just can't wait to spend that money. Again, the economy is thriving temporarily. If you go to the auctions now, dealers are bringing their toys. I'm in an Audi R8. I can buy this thing privately and bring it to the auction and make money tomorrow selling it, because dealers are paying over retail for special interest vehicles. I've never seen as many muscle cars as I have at the auction as I have in the past month. Oh man, gotta love auction day. Lotus Evora, that one I will 100% be bidding on. Trans Am, WS6, 2010 Shelby, Super Boss, is that a real thing? Prowler, and jacked up truck. All right, we have Hummers, but I've made that mistake before. So here is a 76 Corvette with 74,000 miles. Why? Because dealers are buying them, because people are buying them, because people are thinking about how they want to have fun, how they want to release, how they need those endorphins, that rush to get out of the house and not think of what's happening in the world right now. So you'll see that I have very, very limited inventory. People don't look 45 days ahead. You need to think 45 days ahead. Where are we gonna be in 45 days? Well, it's gonna be the middle of fall, moving into winter. Winter is dead. Winter are dead months in every business. No one's buying houses in the winter. Everybody waits till the spring. Nobody's buying their cars when they're thinking about Christmas gifts or they're thinking about snow plowing. All right, let's talk about reality, because this is what's going to happen when we start to go back to work, when our children go back to school. Now, a lot of you who are watching might not have kids, but this is going to impact you as well. My wife is a speech and language pathologist at an elementary school. Our kids are going back remote days. It's a hybrid system. 2 days in class, 3 days off. That means they're going to be home for 3 days. What do the mothers do? What do the fathers do? What do people do that have full-time jobs now? Well, they're either going to have to pay a nanny, pay a daycare service, or they're going to have to stop working. I have several friends that are just not going back to work. I'm going to use my wife as a perfect example. She physically cannot go into school 2 days a week if my kids aren't there with her. Because what do we do with our children? They're too young to leave home alone. I have one in kindergarten. What are we supposed to do with that child? So my wife needs to stay home. She's not the only one, though. Not everybody has the luxury of being able to work from home. So you either A, pay $850 a week or more for daycare, upwards of $1,200 a week for daycare, you hire a nanny, which is going to be the same price, or you just think, okay, $50,000 a year to pay a nanny or pay for a preschool, or just not work and get to spend more time with my children. So now I'm going to stay home and spend more time with my children and educate them myself, which is $50,000 that my wife won't be spending. So there's an additional $50,000 that doesn't go to us, that doesn't go to our savings, that she doesn't then spend, which doesn't stimulate the economy, right? So now there's money not getting pumped back into the system, and that's just one family. I can give you 5 examples right off the top of my head of my close-knit friends and family that are not going back to work so they can stay home with their kids. Think about how that is going to impact our economy when 50% of households are not working, when half of a household is not working because they need to stay home with their children because they can't go to school. How is that going to impact the economy when we're not making enough to spend it? No one's thinking about that. It's going to happen shortly. So what am I doing right now? I didn't buy a lake house, which I want. I did buy a car, but I'm going to be able to sell this. I'm in the industry, but no one really should be buying this stuff right now. Yes, I'm in an Audi R8, but I'm going to be able to resell this. That's my job. But people shouldn't be buying these things right now, including myself. I should be sitting on piles of cash for when things do drop. When things fall, you want to be the guy with the golden egg, right? Do you want to be the guy falling off the roof, or do you want to be the guy at the bottom with the net catching everything? Just think about it. All I'm saying is be smart. As a car dealer, I know I can do a maximum of 3 cars a week that I can buy, clean, get ready for sale, and then sell. Here, that is our maximum efficiency. I could probably work harder to possibly squeeze out 4. When times are slow, I buy as much as possible. I sometimes buy 10 to 12 cars per week. Now, everything is at its height. I'm buying 3 cars at the most because I know that's all I'm going to have ready in time. Now in the future, when things decline, I'm not going to be overstocked with overpriced inventory. So I'll buy then. There are months where I'll buy 50 cars. I don't sell 50 cars a month, but I'll buy 50 cars because I know the next month is going to be the good month according to our history. So now I have time to prep and prepare those cars, and I don't have to buy. So I'm going to use tax time for an example. I buy as many cars as I can in November, December, and January. I prep those cars. I fix those cars. I get those cars ready for sale. And then February comes and people get those tax checks and they can't wait to spend them. They spend them and I don't have to buy anything because I'm fully stocked. Well, I did that during Corona. I did that when no one was buying in March and April. I bought as much as I could. And then come May, June, July, August, when everyone's buying, guess what? I'm fully stocked. I just have to sell and have record months. So now I don't mind having 5 open car spots because I don't need the money. I had the rush. I already had my rush. Now I can chill without having to worry about overstocking. Stock up my inventory. Keep it going. I've been cool as a cucumber for the past month on vacation, not worrying about overpaying for vehicles. Now there are deals out there, so I'm still buying here and there. When I find a deal, I go out and I grab it, but I'm not going to overpay for cars. I'm not going to overpay for anything. When other people's lake houses go up for foreclosure, I'm going to swoop in and buy it. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm not going to overpay for anything right now. There's no need. You are in no rush for anything. Just be cool, wait it out, be smart, think about the future and don't think about right now and don't think about the past. You can't base your business on what happened 30 days ago, 45 days ago. You have to think about where we're going to be 45 days from now. And really, This is the most volatile year I've ever seen. We have no idea where we're going to be in 45 days from now, let alone 6 months or a year. Guys, if this video was at all helpful, I hope it was. Yes, I'm just a used car dealer, but I'm doing something right. I don't know what it is, but something's right. I'm not an economist. Just take what I say as a grain of salt, and I hope it's helpful. Guys, I'll see you all later. Adios.